That was a fantastic, re-energizing way to start this off. This is actually the best segue. Okay, so in order to start off the conference today, we wanted to start off with a little bit of energy, but in a more intentional, slow way. So, as a wheelchair user and as a neurodivergent woman, movement deeply matters to me. Not as an aesthetic, but as connection to myself, to my body, and to my nervous system. And yet, wellness spaces are really typically only built for one type of body, one pace, and one definition of strength, which can subtly send the message that only some of us belong there. But inclusion in movement means recognizing that all bodies move differently and that all types of movement matters, whether that's expansive or subtle, seated or standing, or slow or expansive. That's why this session is different. Leanne Ruber and Second Skin are reimagining what body-positive, accessible movement can look like. Not about, quote-unquote, doing it right, but really, it's all about meeting where your body is right now. So wherever you are and however you're feeling this morning, let's give our bodies and ourselves permission to move. So please join me in welcoming the session, Morning Yoga, to the stage.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and what an incredible introduction. That is literally the essence of what we are doing at Second Skin. My name is Leanne. I am the founder and CEO. I am so grateful to have one of our incredible fitness instructors, Julie Sawchuk. We're both from Canada. Woo! Canadians represent. Julie, amongst many, many other things that she does, she is also an accessibility expert, a speaker, an author, and yes, she can and does do it all, also a fitness instructor. I'm happy to have her here and moving alongside with me. Movement can mean so many different things for people. And often we look at other people in the way that they move and we think, well, if I can't move that way, then this is not for me. And today, we want to take you into just a really short, slow practice to allow you to be present in your body, to be present with your breath. I want you to encourage you to take everything that you think you know about yoga and pack it into a nice little bag and set it outside the door. Today, we're just going to be present. With so many incredible things happening over the last few days, we've been taking in so much information and making so many incredible connections. This is just an opportunity for you to be with yourself, with your own body, with your own breath. If you are participating today, we're going to offer lots of different options. The chairs that we are using today are a little unorthodox for a seated yoga class, but that is totally fine. And we're just going to get started. If you'd like, you can scoot your bum to the front of the chair or whatever feels comfortable for you. We're just going to start sitting up nice and tall, imagining the top of the head reaching up towards the ceiling and the shoulders rolling down and away from the ears. And as we're here, we're going to take a nice big breath in and out. One more time, big breath in, maybe a little slower, and out. We're going to move through a sequence that's going to provide multiple versions, and each of the versions you can stay with or you can move along to the next one. So the first is a seated twist, and we're going to be moving to the right side. First version is just simply with the gaze and the chin. So we're just taking either just your gaze or the gaze and the chin and turning and twisting towards the right side of the room. Big breath in. Exhale. Coming back to the center, neutral position. Same thing, seated twist, right side. This time, you can stay with that first version, or you can imagine your chest and your shoulders rotating towards the right of the room. So the upper body is just slightly twisting towards the right of the room. Big breath in and out. Back to your neutral position. So you have now two options to stay wherever you are. Next option, we're going to take the torso, the shoulders, the chest moving towards the right of the room. The chin can follow, the gaze can follow. And we're going to take that left hand to the outside of the right leg and just help us get into that twist just a little bit more. So pressing in, if you're in a chair, you can take it to your armrest and just twisting a little bit further to the right. If you like, you can take that right arm all the way behind you, and you can take the gaze and the chin and look towards the back of the room instead of to the right, just for a little bit of a deeper stretch, whatever feels comfortable for you here. Big breath in and out. Coming back to the center, gaze is coming forward, chin is pointing forward into your neutral position. And we're just going to move through that on the left side. Seated twist, starting just with the gaze, or with the gaze and the chin, moving to the left of the room. Big breath in and out. Back to your neutral position. This time, upper body is rotating. Chest and shoulders are going to start to turn to the right of the room. Big breath in and out. And coming back into your neutral position. Next one, we're going to rotate the upper body, the chin, and the gaze all towards the left of the room. Whatever feels comfortable for you, however far or deep into the twist feels good. If you like, you can take that right hand to the outside of the left knee or to your armrest, and to help you get just a little bit deeper into that twist, your left arm can come around behind you. The chin can follow and come towards the back of the room. The gaze can follow and come towards the back of the room. Big breath in and out. Coming back so that the chin and face, shoulders and chest are pointed forward. We're now going to come into a nice forward fold. And this is, again, just the intention here is to show you that movement doesn't need to look exactly as you think that it needs to look. Yoga is about being present. So even if you're not following along physically in this practice, being present in your body, being present with your breath, noticing and being aware of your thoughts, that is yoga. That is more than enough. So as we're here, we're going to inhale and take the gaze high, chin coming high if it feels good. Exhale, coming back to your neutral position. If you want to take it further, you can inhale and take the arms up, however feels good for you, straight out or all the way up towards the ceiling. Big breath in. And this time we're going to lead with the chest and allow the chest to come down towards the top of the legs onto the thighs. You can use the hands to support you on the top of your legs. If it feels good, you can take the arms all the way down and let them dangle down by the feet. There is no right or wrong. There is no judgment of where your body is or where anyone else around you is. There is just you in this moment. If you're in a forward fold, you can take hands on thighs, keep the elbows hugging tight in towards the rib cage, and we're just going to slightly lift the chest, taking the gaze forward, pressing the heart forward into a halfway lift, and then come all the way back into whatever forward fold feels comfortable for you. Again, this could simply be with your gaze coming down towards the floor. It could simply be with your chin tucking towards your chest. You can stay here and wrap your arms around your legs, or you can come all the way back into a seated neutral position, and I would encourage you to wrap your arms around your body, or just to imagine a beautiful warmth around your heart. I want you to take a moment just to appreciate your body, this vessel. Squeeze it, hug it, give it the same love that you would give your best friend or your parent or someone that you care very deeply about. More love, in fact. This body, your body, exactly as it is right now, without needing to change any aspect of it, is so valuable. It brought you here this morning. It carried you through the last few days. In fact, it's carried you through every day of your life to this moment. This industry has told us for so long that only certain bodies are valuable. Only certain bodies belong, and especially in fitness, in yoga, it's been quite toxic. We're all supposed to conform to fit this mold of what a valuable body looks like. A certain weight, a certain size, a certain way of moving. At Second Skin, we reject that completely. We want to change this industry so that we show up and we move our bodies because they are valuable, not to try to make them so. You are already valuable, and that is why we need to exercise. That is why we need movement. Physical health and mental health, but also just a deep appreciation and a respect for these vessels. The industry has gotten it wrong all this time. And at Second Skin, we are creating a different type of movement. We have developed a fitness and yoga app that is a mainstream fitness and yoga app intentionally built on the foundation of accessibility. We leverage accessible tech with many different class options and have our instructor community, 75% of which have lived experience with disabilities themselves. Not only does that create better access and belonging for our members with disabilities, but it's also changing assumptions of our non-disabled members. Think, I never imagined my yoga teacher would be blind. What else am I assuming about people who are blind? Those shifts are already happening in such organic experiences, just simply by showing up and taking a fitness class taught by somebody that you typically don't see. Think, when was the last time that you went into a gym or yoga studio and saw people with disabilities there in person? It's pretty rare. And when was the last time that you saw one of the trainers in those spaces as someone with lived experience with disability? I have never had that experience. So when you think about not having those experiences, not having that access, and not seeing that leadership, it feels like it's off limits. Why don't we have that leadership? Well, because the certification process itself is inaccessible. So another aspect of what we're doing at Second Skin is actually creating a yoga certification and a fitness certification so more people with disabilities can lead. We want to perpetuate that sense of belonging. We want to create way better access by having people who have all kinds of diversity in their bodies, needs, preferences, wants, just wanting to change the way that they think about movement, creating better opportunities for all of us. Because everybody in this room and everybody at this conference know impact everyone in a positive way. And we want to continue to challenge and shatter the assumptions that so many people have of disability by empowering that leadership. Think about this. In 5 years from now, when there are more than 1 million instructors with disabilities teaching fitness classes and yoga classes and Pilates and dance and every movement modality all over the world, how do you think this industry will change? This industry that plays a very large role in the value that is placed on bodies. How do you think this industry will change with the most creative and innovative group of people? And in fact, I often say, when I think about this industry needing to change from that toxic mindset of hating ourselves into this box, there are no more able people to change the entire industry than people with disabilities. That is what we are doing at Second Skin. And we believe that in changing this industry, what a powerful case study for so many others. Access isn't enough. We need leadership. We need to change assumptions in as many ways and as often as we can. And if we can create organic experiences like taking a yoga class where people are becoming aware of assumptions they didn't know they had. And in the same instance of becoming aware of those assumptions are shattered by the experience that they have just had or are having. How powerful. That is societal change at a global scale. And that is the vision and the intention of Second Skin Society. I am so grateful that you would brave the weather and get here early and join us this morning. We have a booth downstairs. If you have been looking for, a health routine, or you've been kind of having that on your radar as a goal for this year, I'd love to share with you about what we've created with our app. I'd love to learn from you. If you have ever wanted to be a yoga instructor or a fitness teacher and you never thought that was an opportunity for you, I'd love to share what we're doing with our certifications. We're also so interested and excited to partner with organizations. And of course, as a very small Canadian startup with a scrappy team, we're looking for funders and all of those pieces that can help us build and grow and scale. And so I would welcome any of those conversations down at our booth. But thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being present and just valuing your body for these few minutes. Enjoy the rest of the day and the conference.